Put down your credit card. You don't need a Steam Deck or a Steam machine. Yes, you. Look, I get it. They look cool, and maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I haven't been Steam pilled because I don't own a Steam Deck, and obviously I don't own a Steam machine because of the time of this recording. It's not out yet. But if you've seen, again, at the time of this recording, the skyrocketing, changing prices for the Steam Deck, I hope it's making you rethink your decision. Not because I think they're fundamentally a bad platform. I think Steam has done some great things. I do wish they were DRM free like GOG. Go GOG, good old games. I personally love what they're doing and prefer to purchase games off of there if I can. You can always add non-Steam games to Steam, to the Steam interface, and Steam interface is great. Big picture mode is great. But here's the thing. I see a lot of people wanting to go to Steam OS, Steam Machine, blah, 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 when they admit that they already have a stellar gaming computer. I saw a video about this just today, and I love the creator, but I thought, what a weird take, and here's why. You can run Steam on a Windows computer. Now, look. I know that some of my most popular videos on this channel are about Linux, changing to Linux, the Linux journey. But if you've watched more than a handful of videos on this channel, you know that I have a Mac, I have a Windows computer, and I've dabbled in Linux, and I have use cases for all of them. To be honest, least of all, Linux, as much as I've tried. And again, that's not because it's a bad platform, but because I don't play a ton of games, and the ones that I do don't work on Linux on my hardware. And I'm not going to go out and buy new hardware to play a game I can already play. And this is kind of what I'm getting at, is that I feel like people, I saw people singing the praises of SteamOS and how it helps them to simplify the experience, not worrying about all these other things in the background and and messing around with all the settings. It keeps it simple. But the thing is, you can run big picture mode on Windows, or you can just install Linux on the computer you already have. And I've been learning this recently too. See, I do have a gaming laptop and I have games on there. And as a busy dad, I don't often have time to dive into these games. And when you're playing mouse and keyboard and you're waiting for the opportune time, as opposed to something I could just boot up on my TV here in the living room when I have a few minutes. And that is the beauty of SteamOS, the Steam Deck, the Steam Machine, the idea of just boot right into it. But I want to show you something right now. Let's turn on my TV here. Okay, let's turn on my old Xbox One that has hardly any games on it, and I hardly ever play. Let's switch over to said Xbox One. Let's navigate to this app called Moonlight. Let's open up Moonlight. My PC is already on. Let's navigate to my PC. Press here and scroll down to Steam Big Picture Mode. Close current app. If it's already open, reopen. Sure. Give it a second. Now I'm in Steam Big Picture mode, effectively running SteamOS without any of the funky compatibility issues that I'm going to run into on Linux. Again, I'm going to get the Linux people mad in the comments here, but I could literally just jump into Hourglass here. I was playing a bit of it last night, hit it, barely paying attention here, and I can control it through my controller here through Moonlight. Now, you don't have to do any of these extra steps with an Xbox. This is just what I do. You could just do this with a controller on your computer. You don't need a fancy new Steam controller, even though they're cool. And then you can just, and in fact, that might work even better because you can use this button right here in the menu. Look, now here I am playing Hourglass with a controller. What makes this better is the ability to just jump into a game quick. The point is, you could do this with your own computer. You don't need to do this shenanigans to get it on the TV. I just use the Xbox to get it on the TV. You could plug your computer right in or use a controller at your desk and have a computer set to just be in this. Or use the brand new Xbox mode on Windows, which is going to minimize a lot of background tasks. I have my old computer doing this now. It just boots straight into Xbox mode, skips the desktop, kills a lot of background tasks. I don't have to worry about weird shenanigans about Windows tracking my telemetry because there's nothing on that computer except for games. What am I gonna get up in arms about the privacy breach of the fact that I know that they know I play Star Wars Battlefront and Super Tux Kart? Like, hey, we're in the middle of a RAM apocalypse and a storage crisis. Save your money. And this is something I talked about on this channel. I've talked about it in other videos, I've talked about it in my channel trailer. I am not about telling you to buy the new latest thing. Not because it's bad, not because, I mean, you're an adult, spend your own money on whatever you want. But really ask yourself, couldn't I just run Steam in big picture mode? In fact, you could even run Steam as a startup app on Windows or Linux, on other Linux other than SteamOS, as a startup app, and you can set Steam to open in big picture mode. So really, again, if you want to get it, great. But when these prices are going up so sky high, and you're paying like nearly $1,000 just to get something to get something that runs games you already own on a platform that already runs them, I think we need to stop and evaluate our goals here. I totally support if you're like, hey, I don't like some of the business practices of, Microsoft, and I want to not support them. By all means, use Linux. It's free, but you don't need to buy a new system for that. Unless your hardware is completely incompatible, you're having NVIDIA issues. But honestly, save your money. It can be this simple. Oops. It can be this simple, my friends. You don't have to make it complicated. As complicated as trying to play a game while filming a video and looking at the reflected image in your preview window of your video while still trying to accomplish this. Anyways, you guys get the idea. Save your money. Just run Steam Big Picture mode or Xbox mode on your computer. Make it a startup app if you want a dedicated machine for this. It doesn't have to be that hard, and you can save $1,000. You're welcome. Bye. And if you like videos like this, subscribe, comment below. If you like Steam Big Picture mode, or if you've tried the new Xbox Experience mode? Are you still going to get a Steam Deck or a Steam machine? No shade if you do. Let me know in the comments below. Peace.